What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and what we're going to be going over today is how to get your safeties into the 3-4 at middle linebacker. All right, now this is completely different from just getting a Troy Polamalu that's a golden ticket at middle linebacker. Pretty much what you're going to be doing is you're going to be setting your lineup so that way when you go into the game, you will need to pause the game, reorder your team, and then everything will come out the way that you need it to go according to getting the players where you actually want them. All right, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to go over a few things. Number one, we're going to go over the fact that getting these players in these positions is going to alter the way that some of these players play. Now, it's some advantages to having Sean Taylor at linebacker as opposed to having a regular linebacker like, the Patrick Willis and, Ryan Shazier. It is an advantage to doing it, but there's also disadvantages. Now, the disadvantage is that they might get pancaked like you're at IHOP, and people may be able to run the ball on you depending on how you play it. Now, you can do this any which way you want. I'm just going to give you the blueprint on how you get Troy Polamalu in at middle linebacker in 3-4. All right? Now, another thing that I want to point out to you guys when you guys go ahead and do this is you're going to have to be very, very careful about who you have your abilities on as a user, because in certain cases, you may not be able to get the players that you really want with the abilities in the case unless you kind of, play around with this a little bit to kind of see who goes where and why they go. Because the CPU automatically puts the players where they're going to go based on where you have them here. All right? So number one, what you're going to have to do is this. You're going to have to remove middle linebacker number 3, middle linebacker number 4. It's the same way that we've been doing it for years. If you guys go back to my older videos when we were doing this, it's back like Madden 17, 18. Most of us were doing it in salary cap to kind of get players on the offensive side of the ball, like wide receivers in at running back and things like that. You pretty much just take away the things that are not required and put other players there in duplicate. Like, just keep that idea going and you'll be all set. So for me, Lawrence Taylor and Jadeveon Clowney, 2 right outside linebackers, right? We're going to put them in as the starters. Now, you can use any right outside linebacker that you want. For me, it's Lawrence Taylor and Jadeveon Clowney. They're also going to be your backups, okay? Lawrence Taylor should be your right outside linebacker number 2. Jadeveon Clowney should be your left outside linebacker number 2, all right? Now, as far as the players that start at the position, you're going to go with, another right end, another left end. I chose Howie Long. You could choose whoever you want. But whoever you choose here must be the backup right end also. So Howie Long is here, Howie Long is there, okay? Julius Peppers is over here, Julius Peppers is also over here. So whoever the starters are must be your backup players when it comes to the left ends over here, okay? So remember, you can always pause the video, take a still, and see what's going on, and you can also go from there as well, all right? Now, this is another interesting situation because you could do a little bit more with like kind of finagling it and figuring out where you want who and how you want everybody, but your corners can be whoever you want. So the starters, I use Night Train, I use Jalen Ramsey. Those are my starters, okay? Calvin Johnson, Sean Taylor is going to be the backup. He's one of the guys that's going to be at the middle linebacker position. Troy Polamalu, he's another linebacker that's going to be at the middle linebacker position, so you're going to want to go ahead and make them both be backups. Your starters could be whoever you want, all right? My backup here, cornerback Taylor Mays. You can have anybody realistically, I believe there. I tried it with other corners. You can have anybody, whatever, at that position. It just matters that these guys are both backups, all right? And that these 2 guys are missing right here, okay? The backups over here don't really matter, again. And the starters for your right and your left end, whatever you want to do there, okay? Just remember, it's very, very key. Whoever starts here, backup over here. Whoever starts here, backup over there. Now you're going to go over to specialists. You're going to make sure that your sub linebackers are the players that you would more than likely want, to be whoever. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I'm going to want Troy Polamalu to be in the 3-4, so I have him as the backup to the backup. What happens with this is, though, when you go and you reorder your lineup, they're going to put whoever wherever. So this won't really matter. I'll show you in the lineup screen that it'll show like LT is, wherever, and it'll show Jadeveon Clowney is wherever in the sub linebacker position, but it won't really matter because the players will be where you want them to be. All right, that's all that matters. Over here, the rushing left end, I put LT, Jadeveon Clowney there, just to have them there. because they are the backups in the the linebacker position. So when you reset it, I don't know if that actually helps it, but the specialist, it's possible that it does. All right. So once you do all of that, and remember, guys, take your time with this. Pause the game, look at it. Figure out what's going on in your lineups when you're actively doing it, and compare it to the video that I'm showing you right here, because I want to make sure that my viewers can do whatever they want on the field. That's always been my sole purpose since I've started this channel. You guys, I'm going to give you guys everything to build yourselves to be great. You're not going to get all the secrets, but I'm going to give you the blueprint. This is just the blueprint of getting these guys in your lineup, which will change the game, because now you'll have people at that linebacker position that can pick the ball. They won't just stand like linebackers, because the game is set where the linebackers don't react. Now you'll have guys that'll react to the ball. So the next thing you're going to want to do is go to any random challenge. We're going to go to one of the newer challenges that they have for the power-ups that are currently there. We did the Amon Green. We'll just go and do a Dante Hall, whatever. We'll go ahead. We're going to go to play solo, and that's going to be it. Now, once this loads up, I'm going to go ahead and show you completely what you're going to be doing. Once you see this, remember, when you play head-to-head, as soon as the game starts, you're going to pause the game and do exactly what I'm showing you here. After you do that, your team will be set. You will have nothing else you need to do, and you will go from there. Everything else, it's up to you, whatever you want to do. All right? Very, very simple, plain just like that. You're going to go into the game, pause it, do what you have to do, get out of the game, get out of the pause screen, and then you're all set to go. All right? It's actually very, very simple. And again, I don't do this regularly, but right now it's like a month, whatever, left to the game. We don't care. I had a 99 overall team. None of that really matters. It is what it is. This is actually very, very good for you guys that do salary cap, though, because it'll help you put certain players where you want them in the game. And once you reorder it, you're all set. All right, so we're going to go ahead. What are we doing here? Okay, it don't really matter. Okay, truck everybody. All right, cool. Whatever. We're going to go ahead. We're going to pause the game. You're going to go over to your depth chart. All right. The first thing that you're going to do, if you're on PS4, you're going to press the triangle button, and you're going to go ahead and say, yes, you want to automatically reorder your depth chart. If you're on Xbox, you're going to press the Y button, and you're going to say, yes, then you want to auto-reorder it. Once you auto-reorder it, everything goes out of play. Like, everything is out of whack. Like, this guy's starting over Okoye. You got to fix that if you don't want him to be there. They got Torrey Holt over Moss. That don't really matter because we don't really use... Okay, for this right here, we could just leave that the way it is, so it's easier to sub those guys out. We don't really use our wide receiver, so that doesn't really matter. But what you're looking for is right here. You see how Clowney goes to left outside linebacker and Lawrence Taylor goes to right outside linebacker? That solves that situation. Okay. Now, when you look at the sub linebackers, you see how they still show it like that, like the way that it was. That it's not the way that we had it, where we had Polamalu and who do we have? Taylor Mays. You see how that's just like that? That doesn't matter. All that matters is this. You're going to go and you're going to put the free safety to be the starter that was there originally. And then right here, you can do it a few ways, right? You can try with putting Taylor Mays, because that was the original starter, and leaving Polamalu like that. Or you could put Ronnie Lott in that spot, because they might put Ronnie Lott there because it's just a random situation. But look, I'm going to go and just show you guys really quickly what we just did. So we're going to go and we're going to punt the ball to the CPU. And then we're going to go ahead and finish up going through with the rest of this tutorial. And then by the time you guys get through all this, let me know how it works out for you. I've been having a field day on these dudes with Polamalu and Sean Taylor at linebacker. It's just really, really wild, because you don't really have to use your safety anymore. And everybody can pick the ball without abilities. So none of that really matters. All right. So now when you go to the screen, you're going to see what's going on. The first thing that I do, let me just go ahead and make sure that we got base there. All right, now we're gonna go to 3-4. Now you see where they are, right? Okay. Now Sean Taylor's at linebacker. You got Troy Polamalu there. You're gonna have to fix your cornerback, and then Taylor Mays is already there. Calvin Johnson, everybody's there. All right. So that's how you put them there. What you choose to do with them is up to you. I'm gonna give you an example, a little bit more food for thought, so that you guys can figure out what you want to do. Going forward, however you feel like you want to do it. This is going to be something that's very, very ideal. What I would recommend, though, the way that this works, you see, like, it's very, very difficult, because what happens is if you're going to run the bear defense, if you're going to run bear, it's going to be very, very hard to get the player that you want in the position to user. For me, I would probably recommend usering Calvin and putting abilities on Calvin, because Calvin will be the easier player to move around for your user. For bear. With 3-4, the thing about it is, you see like how Troy Polamalu was on this side, Troy Polamalu is not going to move from that side. Now, we could probably manipulate it a little bit more and get Troy Polamalu here as our user or whatever. But for me, it's not really that, that serious to me, because I'm going to use 3-4 odd. That's what I'm running. So with 3-4 odd, that works out for me perfectly, and I can have them exactly where I want them. And Sean Taylor's there, and everybody else, all the safeties are there and ready to rock and roll. All right, so now let's go to a play that, we could probably generally use, whatever. We'll just go to regular cover 2. For me, I could just come down here and I'm ready to go. I no longer need to worry about using my safety, so this makes it very, very difficult for my opponent, because I can just scream and just sit there now. You see what I'm saying? I can just scream and sit there. You can set up your defense however you want with 3-4 odd. You could, like, however it is, but you don't have to worry about it. Now, yes, Polamalu does have the abilities, but it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? None of that really matters. You don't have to have the abilities on Troy Polamalu. I'm just showing you guys how to get them in where they are. But the beautiful thing is, I no longer have to use my safety, and you don't either. You can pretty much come out in any 3-4 defense and just sit them in the gap and blitz like the ever-loving, your opponents are not going to know what's going on. I can promise you that. They will have no idea, and dudes are just going to scream, because you still have the dudes on the outside with the abilities doing the same exact thing. So that's pretty much what I wanted to show you guys. Let me know if this is something that you like, when you want more tip videos like that. All you got to do is let me know in the comments, bro, because I'm here for you guys, always trying to give you guys the blueprint to just make you better at Madden day by day. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You go ahead and enjoy your day. One love, y'all.